Welcome back to Never Enough Novels for another round of Celebrity Book Club spoilers. I'm sharing which books are being picked for the May 2025 Celebrity Book Clubs before they're announced to the public. I'm sharing this info based on some reliable sources within the book industry, so you can get a glimpse of what these picks are going to be before they're officially announced in late April and early May. So far, I'm able to share the Read with Jenna pick, and I'll also quickly go through Oprah's current pick, as well as Reese Witherspoon's book club pick, which was surprisingly already announced. There is a lot of drama going on with her pick, and I have some serious thoughts. Also, whenever the Good Morning America book club pick is available, I'll add that as a comment to this video so you can check back and see that one as well. I'm hoping this info will be helpful for you so you can pre-order some of these books or place them on hold at your library so you can get in line before everyone else. And make sure you hit like on this video and subscribe to my channel to see even more Celebrity Book Club spoilers next month. So let's start with the Read with Jenna pick, since that hasn't been officially announced to the public yet. The Read with Jenna book club started back in 2019, and it's hosted by Jenna Hager-Bush. She usually features a wide variety of books for her book club, so you kind of never know what you're going to get. You can follow along with her choices on Instagram at her account, which is at Read with Jenna, or using the hashtag Read with Jenna. So the May 2025 Read with Jenna book club pick is called The Names by Florence Knapp. This is a literary fiction novel that has an undeniably intriguing premise. In the most simple terms, it asks the question of how a seemingly small choice of which name is given to us at birth can affect the entire course of our lives. This novel takes that simple concept and expands it into a really thought-provoking experiment. So the story starts with Cora, who takes her 9-year-old daughter and her new infant son to the registrar to officially register his birth. When she's asked what name will be given to him, she hesitates. So her husband, who's the local town doctor, has demanded that their son be given his own name. However, Cora knows something that the rest of the town doesn't, and that's the fact that her husband is a terrifying and controlling presence in their house and in their lives, and she doesn't necessarily want her son to have that legacy. So from this split-second decision, the novel splits into 3 alternating timelines in which she gives her son a different name in each timeline. So we see a glimpse into the life of Cora and her young son and see how his life and their lives vary based on the differences in that one small decision. Over the course of the next 35 years throughout these 3 alternate timelines, the author examines the ripple effects of that one single choice, and she includes commentary on domestic violence, on our own autonomy, and our ability to heal. I'm not normally a literary fiction type person, but I can't deny that the concept of this one just sounds really interesting, and I'm so curious to see how their lives vary depending on what name is given to their son. This book comes out May 6th, so you can pre-order it now, or you can head to your library and put it on hold. Like I mentioned, the other book club that we don't know yet is the GMA book club, so I'll make sure to put a comment as soon as I find out what that one's going to be. But let's move on to Reese Witherspoon's book club pick. Reese has had her celebrity book club since 2017, and she was kind of one of the first buzzworthy celebrities to take over Instagram and get people excited about the books that she picked. However, her choice for May has already been announced, and there was a lot of drama going on with this one. About a week ago, I started to notice on Instagram there were some pictures popping up of a very popular book that had the Reese's book club sticker already on it. So something happened, whether it was intentional or not, where there were spoilers for her book club pick before she officially announced it on her Instagram. And her choice for May is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. So obviously Emily Henry is one of the most popular romance authors of our time right now. And for a lot of reasons, this was a pretty controversial pick. When we first started to see those viral posts about the sticker on Emily's new book, a lot of people questioned whether this was actually Reese's selection or if it was something wrong with the distribution. But then a few days ago, Reese Witherspoon came out with the official announcement on her own Instagram account and confirmed that Emily Henry's new book was her pick for May 2025. So I don't know if it was supposed to be announced this early. It's definitely a week or 2 earlier than when you would normally see these celebrity book clubs announced, or if they just had to scramble because spoilers were already being distributed on the internet, so they tried to pivot and announce it earlier than they were expected. But I will admit that I I detest this choice from Reese. Like, I'm really disappointed that she chose someone who already is going to make the New York Times bestseller list, who already has sold movie rights for every single one of her books. I feel like in the past, Reese has done such a good job uplifting women and diverse authors or indie authors who might not have had that sort of recognition otherwise. And instead, this month, she chooses like one of the most popular authors of all time. Emily does not need this publicity. She is already a huge name in the book industry. And I feel like Reese wasted her pick this month on something that people were already going to be buying, already knew about instead. Plus, Emily's new book is like a mix of romance and mystery, but I have heard not great reviews from early readers. I've seen a lot of 2 and 3 stars given to this book instead of her normal like glowing reviews. Apparently people are saying that neither the romance or like the mystery aspect were well developed, so it felt like a book that didn't really know what genre it wanted to be. So I have loved Emily Henry's books in the past, but even this one itself was not a great pick for Reese because it doesn't sound like it's that good of a book to begin with. I mean, Emily is putting out at least like 1 book a year, and I feel like the quality of her writing is starting to decline, probably because she's under so much pressure to put out this like best-selling book each year. So like, let's give her some time to really work on her next concept and maybe come up with something that is actually kind of back to her glory days. But with all of that said, this is the pick for Reese's Book Club for May, so let's get into the synopsis and you can decide for yourself if it's something that you want to read or not. The story focuses on 2 writers who are basically competing for the job of a lifetime, and that is to tell the story of famous socialite Margaret Ives. Heiress, publicity hound, and like one of the most well-known social people of the past few decades, invites Hayden and Alice to visit her for a month as kind of a trial period. Alice has a lot less experience than surly Pulitzer Prize-winning Hayden, but she knows that her personality and optimism are going to win over Margaret. The problem is that Margaret doesn't seem to be giving either of them the whole story, and because of their ironclad NDA that they signed and this like weird tension between the 2 of them, they don't ever communicate about what they're being told. So that's where the little bit of the mystery part comes in. Like, there's obviously kind of an enemies to lovers vibe going on with these 2, but there's also this little bit of a mystery about what happened in Margaret's life and what secrets is she going to be revealing in her new memoir. This definitely has Evelyn Hugo vibes, so if you did like that book from a few years ago, you might want to give this a try because it sounds like it will kind of have similar vibes to that one. And I've heard that their romance aspect takes more of a backseat. So if you're normally interested in the romance piece of Emily Henry's books, just be warned going in that that's not going to be as much of a focus in this one. And of course, since she is a huge best-selling author, Target has an exclusive edition. So if you do want to read this book, I'd recommend getting that one because it sounds like it has a few bonus chapters that will give you a little bit more content. And as a reminder, I'll put the links to all of these books down below in the description so you can get them from Amazon or Target and help support this channel along the way. So that brings us to the last book club pick that I'll cover today, and that's Oprah's book club. She is by far the longest running like official celebrity book club on this list, and she doesn't always follow an exact monthly schedule, so I'm just going to go over her current pick that she announced a few days ago. This was ultimately another little bit disappointing pick. She went with Matriarch by Tina Knowles, who is Beyonce's mother. So this is a memoir from Tina, who basically tells the story of her life and what it was like to raise a superstar. And once again, this is a story that was probably going to be a huge hit no matter what because Tina Knowles is a massive publicity figure. So again, I feel like Oprah is falling under the celebrity spell and choosing someone that doesn't necessarily need any more book sales or doesn't need the attention that comes with a celebrity book club pick, but here we are. So Tina starts off her story about her life growing up in Galveston in the 1950s and how she kind of always dreamed for more from her life than what she had growing up. From there, we hear about all the different aspects of her life, the ups and downs, the hardships, romantic entanglements, and of course, what it was like to raise a worldwide superstar. This is an intimate look inside the history of one of the most well-known women in the world. And Oprah did say when she picked up an early copy, she could not put this book down. And this book was published on April 22nd, so it is already available. So if it's something you're interested in, you can get a copy now or borrow it from the library. Let me know in the comments if there's any of these book club picks that you're particularly interested in or that you're going to end up reading. And if you have any thoughts on celebrities picking like well-known best-selling authors or really popular figures, let me know in the comments as well. And stay tuned next month to see the June Celebrity Book Club spoilers.